Hello everybody, welcome to No Guns Life episode... What? Is this 11?
11, yep.
11 anime review, the penultimate episode until the second half in April. But the penultimate episode for right now. I'm Connor, disembodied voice is Lewis as always.
Welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode was going well, and then it veered off course tremendously, is the only way I can describe it. We were building up to a big final confrontation, and then we were like, nah, we'll do something else.
I know, I really did quite enjoy the interaction between Juzo and the other Gunslave unit and the partner, and it would then like call back on some interesting things to do with Juzo's past and his previous hands unit, and there was a lot of interesting stuff to do with that. And then they were like, oh, by the way, we're going to finish this season with a 1-episode mini arc about a thing that probably isn't going to be that interesting.
But ghosts, right?
I mean, we'll talk about it, I guess, when we get to when we're running through the episode. But I do have some ideas.
Yeah, but it was a bit like, like
that was a hard turn that I didn't see coming.
You thought it was going one direction, and then it didn't. Like,
Yeah.
it was really weird. Like, I do think this was meant to be like 24 in a stretch as opposed to 12 and 12, but
Maybe, but like, it's gonna have to be like a 1-episode arc next thing, because I really hope they haven't. Yeah, then they shouldn't. I'd be very, very disappointed if this next episode just opens up the start of this haunting section, and then we have to wait till April.
Saying that, I was just like, the first 2 arcs were 4 episodes each, so surely you should have continued that trajectory.
Maybe, but then no. I mean, they're working with the source material. They may have been. It's very possible that they wanted to hint on this whole relationship between the Gunslave units. That's going to be probably a key part of the second half of the season, but they couldn't. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is just like a small side story they can just slip in to just give us something.
Never end on side stories.
I know, this feels like it's going to be a side story. It could. It's possible.
Did you learn nothing from Dan Mackey? I know it's a different studio, but
yeah.
Anyway, right. I guess we'll jump right into where we left off last week. So yeah, the not nun, but the nun's sister. Her name's Pepper. I actually wrote it down this week.
Yes, her name is Pepper.
Yeah, she's there. We should probably start using her name now that we know it.
Now that we know her name, we just don't know her sister's name.
Yeah, she can be the booby nun, but this one's got a name.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, the other gun unit, whose name is Seven. Whether that's his actual name or
I think it's. I think it's probably the number, to be honest.
Or is he the 7th person that she owns?
Well, actually, but no, it's 7 in English though.
It's just 'cause it sounds cooler.
Maybe, but with it being Buren, I would have expected it to be in German, and the fact that it's in English, it might actually be his name.
Well, then his parents need to name their kids better.
I mean,
I'm gonna call my
name. It might be like a code name.
I'm gonna call my kids 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I don't think. I think they've kind of hinted on the fact that Gunslave units generally aren't considered to be people.
It's a bit harsh, but
and I think he's owned by yeah. And Juzo was. I don't think they maybe are named in the same way as most people are. Juzo probably picked his own.
Yeah, they're called Gunslave units for a reason.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the slave is in there, so when you call someone 7, I'm not sure they have much choice.
Yeah, but yeah, then they have a bit of a scrap, this being Juzo and Seven. I literally mean a bit of a scrap. I wouldn't even call it a fight. Like,
well, there was like 2 separate sections to it. There was the first bit where she just says, 7, go pin him down, and Juzo just, with better combat technique and, better fighting skills, just drops 7 to the ground.
Yeah. Also, quick thing to know, I completely forgot about it, so just reading it in my notes. She, being Pepper, has got a hands, which is like one of them arm things, it looks like what Mary got that Colt had. It looks like a similar thing.
Yeah, she has a special.
It's a hand. It's a thing that activates the
it's an arm that's specifically designed to work in conjunction with a Gunslave unit. Yeah.
It looks like the one Mary had as well, though. Like the one that her brother might have made.
No, you mean the thing that Victor made?
It looks similar.
I didn't. I can't remember what Victor. I can't remember what it looked like. The thing that Victor made, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, well,
Interesting.
I'm thinking that's one of them. But yeah, luckily they're not there under Buren's orders, because otherwise this show would not have gone to a ghost hunt. It would have gone a completely different way. But,
yeah, no, that was kind of funny. When Juice was like, "Oh, you guys are Buren's minions." It's like, yeah, we are. But don't worry, we're here on personal business.
Yeah, we won't tell you what they're up to. Well, they're there. Words are hard. But yeah, then she says she fell in love with him and wants to own him, and I'm like, oh, okay, this escalated quickly.
Yeah.
First off, how? Second off, when? And third off, no.
She's, I think, heard about him. Juzo seems to be fairly well known as an incredibly accomplished solver and strong combatant.
Yeah,
and she has a Gunslave unit of her own. She quite likes possessing them as her hands. I think she wants to get a second boy to do her work.
Say it out loud. It's like very dodgy in it. It's like she likes owning people. It's like
yeah,
can't really.
She's a Pokemon trainer. She wants a second Pokemon.
She's something like that. Yeah, solo run, Bidoof only.
Yeah, she's trying to add a member to her roster. She's only got one so far. Yeah, it's a bit yikes, but she's trying to claim another slave, I guess.
Yeah, let's call it what it is. Like.
Yeah, and she's aware that he's one of the most he's a Gunslave unit, which is a very powerful and scary thing. So, yeah, it would be. She wants it.
I did like when Seven was like, he's a revolver. How old-fashioned. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, revolvers are inefficient.
But yeah, they're cool.
They are cool, but there's a reason why they're not used.
I would say they're a cooler design for a head than any other gun.
I mean, the revolvers are quite interesting to look at, so it looks pretty good.
But yeah, they have more fight. They go through the wall. Juzo's just annoyed that he keeps destroying all his smokes, which,
yeah.
To be fair,
Juzo keeps lighting up cigarettes in the middle of the combat.
Yeah, to be fair, like I used to work in a shop. Like I know how expensive cigarettes are. Like.
Oh yeah, I mean, and his are custom made by Mary at the like special medicinal ones, so like you'd be very mad.
Yeah, these are not cheap. But yeah, then while they're fighting, Tetsuro shows up out of literally nowhere, saves the day with Harmony, which he shouldn't have done in front of Pepper, because
in front of people who work for Buren,
yeah.
Probably a bad idea. Although Buren already knew that Juzo was harboring.
Yeah.
Him, right.
Yeah.
I guess, but still, yeah, a bit weird to, yeah.
It was very weird. But then, yeah, she's like, okay, well, can't hurt the kid. We gotta go. But before she goes, she licks Juzo, and I was like, okay, that's a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do find her comment about Tetsuro was interesting. So, like, yeah, although she works for Bureau and whatever, she hasn't been tasked with capturing him, and she's aware there's some kind of plan already in motion, probably to deal with Tetsuro, and so she cannot interfere with him without getting in some serious trouble.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah, no, the licking of Juzo, that's not the only creepy thing. I don't know how much I really want to talk about it. What she said earlier in the office.
What was it? I can't remember. So I mean, it's in the episode. We're allowed to say it.
When Juzo was just being really cool and
calm and collected.
Cool-headed,
I've remembered.
And collected.
Yep, I've remembered.
And being a bit of a badass, she said, "Wow, you make me wet," and then later licked him. I'm very scared for Juzo. This girl is, yikes.
She's an
omega yikes.
She's like a. What was it they say? Don't stick your dick in crazy.
That is the phrase, and she's crazy, and
yeah.
She seems very horny as well. It's scary.
It is scary. I mean, yeah, no, it's not for me. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I'm scared for Juzo, mate.
People can be into whatever they're into, but like, nah.
I'm scared for Juzo.
Yeah.
There is a sexual predator after him that wants to own him.
Yeah, yeah.
So yikes.
And
also yikes for her little boy toy 7.
Yeah. I mean, he was like annoyed when she was flirting with Juzo. He was like, no.
But he's a kid. He's not getting attention from.
They're probably really into S&M.
I'm not gonna speculate on that too far.
You know I'm right.
I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm not gonna speculate.
Rule 34 artists, get to it. Just don't show me anything, please.
Nice.
But yeah, then Juzo falls unconscious after they leave. Better let's get back to the episode now before we get smacked by YouTube saying cut that crap out. But yeah, then we have a bit of a flash forward, it is literally just once he wakes up, right? The EMS are there, Cronon's there, he's like, oh, I remember you. Good old Cronin, he's basically, what are they doing? They're like investigating the wall.
The EMS get called because there was an incident with the Extends having a fight, so they always get called. They're basically the Extend police.
Yeah, but then we learn, but they do know where they are. They're like,
they know who attacked Juzo. They know where they are, but they can't go after them.
Yeah, they said there's no plans to interfere with them. So I was thinking, oh, perfect. Juzo's going to get the information somehow, and that's what we're going to do for like the next episode.
I mean, that's the thing with like Cronin, who works for the EMS. The EMS are supplied by Buren. They can't go around hunting Buren agents.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Without losing their supply line and getting cut off and being useless. So.
Yeah,
the EMS, although they're not in a good situation to be able to deal with Buren trying to take over the world.
Yeah, that is.
Although I do like Cronin, what he said was really cool. He's like, hey, this is what the company's doing, but don't dare think that's how I am.
Yeah, you know how I operate. It's like Cronin. You're a good guy.
He's a vigilante.
He is basically Batman.
He's I love Cronin.
I think he's really cool. Yeah, I'm with you.
He's like, I say I like it. He's that classic, I fight for justice, I fight for what's right. I work for the police doesn't let me do the right thing, so sometimes I have to go AWOL. It's interesting.
That is basically the thing. I'm alright with that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
no, he's a cool character.
I'm not going to get all political, let's not do that. I was about to, like...
Oh gosh, I wasn't planning on getting political.
No, let's not. I've had enough of that this last few months. But yeah, then also at some point, I think he's, like, the order to find Tetsuro has quietly been rescinded, or specifically I think he says the manager's son or whatever.
The CEO's son.
Yeah, it's been, they're not looking for him anymore.
They're not looking for him anymore, and it might be in relation to do with something you're hiding.
Yeah, good old. You're not doing a very good job of hiding him. Like, considering Cronin never met Tetsuro, and he still knows that he's there. Like.
I mean, the EMS will know, and he's in some form of a commanding position, so I'm sure he gets intel.
Yeah,
they know, which is good though, because the EMS now actually start helping a little bit.
That is good. And then we have basically Thingy. What's his name? Juzo. You know when your brain just dies? That. Juzo does some thinking. He sits in a chair. He has a flashback. He had a hands guy, like his partner or whatever, and then he was chained up in the back of the car. I don't think we're going to get any more context of that anytime soon. So,
I mean, there was a little bit like his old hands unit was effectively too nice. I think he didn't treat Juzo like a slave.
Yeah.
And by not doing that, he got them both in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what happened. It looks like. My guess is like they're not meant to question anything, and because he was like nice to Juzo, treating him like a person. Someone else probably told Juzo to do something. He was like, well, no, that's wrong. And he's like, what? You can't say no.
Yeah, he definitely could have been something like that.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. After all that, though, Tetsuro basically says how he got the burns. He's like, yeah, if I Harmony too strong, then I share the pain, basically. Which is maybe Harmony not super strong then. Maybe do a moderate Harmony.
There's a little catch to stop Harmony from being too OP, which is good.
That is good, because if it's too OP, then it's like...
Yeah, we'll keep it interesting. If he uses it too much, he's going to deal some serious damage to himself, and he's got to use it in ways that don't inflict damage on the units he's controlling.
Dude, he's got to be a stealth guy.
He could do some of that, yeah.
Yeah, this show isn't really set up for a massively OP thing, like what's an example? A Saitama or an Ainz. It's not quite set up for that.
No, this world would crumble under an OP character. Because the OP thing in this world is a massive corporation using its influence and money to be able to push people around. Which, it's quite a scary, interesting reality.
Yeah. It's the future. Go.
I hope not.
Dystopian future. Hopefully not.
I do feel like we've just about skipped over a little thing that we maybe should mention. Juzo doesn't have a left hand anymore, or left arm.
He doesn't have a left arm anymore. I forgot about that.
he took some quite serious damage in his
Brief scuffle.
Gunslave versus Gunslave fight, and his left arm's been amputated.
I completely forgot he lost his arm. Like,
it's quite a big deal.
yeah, God.
He's permanently maimed from now on, I think.
How is that a thing that I forgot about?
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, like, I do think that's quite interesting. So Juzo's been quite heavily nerfed, which is possibly a good thing because he has been an absolute boss.
If only Mary had another arm, like just lying about that she could.
I don't know if that's going to be compatible with Juzo, but yeah, maybe.
She's a genius. She can figure it out.
I would like to think that at some point, though, he'll get some kind of repair for his arm, but maybe he... this thing, Mary may be a mechanic, whatever, but Juzo is a... What Juzo isn't supposed to be created anymore, and Mary probably doesn't have the knowledge to be able to build the kind of thing that he needs.
Just like, here's a quick theory though, right? If that, say that thing is a hands, if she installs it on Juzo, will he theoretically be able to activate himself?
I don't think... I would assume there's some kind of safety precaution where hands cannot be installed on a Gunslave unit.
I would hope so, otherwise that's a major oversight.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise why did they... What's the point in having two separate units? You effectively just have like a super powerful droid that fights for you.
Yeah.
You may as well have had that in the first place. What's the point in having the two partner system?
Yeah. But then after all that, Tetsuro apologises a load. He's like, it's my fault everyone's in trouble. And I'm like, shut up, Tetsuro.
Yeah, he does that classic whingy kid.
Yeah. And Juzo's like, technically, no, they weren't here for you. And he's like, no, it doesn't matter. I'm like, shut up, Tetsuro. Just at that point, I was proper in a shut up, Tetsuro mood. I was like,
yep.
Shut up, kid. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, he feels useless some more. And then it's like, oh, okay, Tetsuro. And then that's pretty much the last we see of him, because the next day, Juzo gets a job to protect some girl from an extend ghost.
Yeah, an extend that is haunting some rich person's daughter.
Or
a rich girl.
I have many questions.
I am expecting it to be some kind of stealth unit.
Yeah, it's just weird because it came the hell out of nowhere. Like, we did all this setup.
Oh, we didn't need this. This feels really out of place, and it feels really weird. And they've got one episode to resolve it, and give us some kind of nice conclusion for the few months we've got to wait for the next half of the season. Yeah. So
Mary's tagging along with him because she had nothing better to do, I guess. Which
she wants to be there. If Juzo takes damage, she wants to be able to repair him so he doesn't lose another arm. And also she wants to see a cool extend.
Yeah.
And a stealthy extend sounds like a cool extend.
Do you think Tetsuro's going to run away even after she modified the door to basically kill people?
I think that that can easily be deactivated from the inside, so if he wanted to leave, I think he probably could.
I think he's going to run. That's going to be the cliffhanger we're going to end on. They're going to get back and Tetsuro's going to be gone. Maybe he would have left a note being like, I'm too much trouble.
Okay. I didn't actually give it any thought, but yeah, the last thing we saw of him being a big whinge, just like, oh, I put everyone in danger, I'm so useless, I need to get stronger. Yeah, you're right, he might run off.
He's going to go have a training arc. Hopefully not, because training arcs are...
He might not necessarily have a training arc, but I think he's going to run off and probably get himself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then Juzo's going to have to save him again, and that'll be most of what we do next season, I imagine, or next half. I'm still on the fence on whether we call it a second season or if it's the second half.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what they'll call it.
Yeah, I have no clue. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. Again, very enjoyable, and I think the score's gone down again. I think I say this every week. Why are the scores so low?
I'm not sure.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. There are some... I'm not going to do it because I do it every week, but God.
There are some bad shows that have better scores, but whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess this one's not finished. Maybe all the good scores will come in once it's finished. That'll be a bit of good treat. We never mentioned it. Sorry this is late. Stuff happens, Yeah. Life interferes and all that. Whatever. I guess, should we wrap this up? I can't think of anything else to talk about, so...
Yeah, I guess so. One thing is I have no idea what's going to happen with next week's episode because it will be Boxing Day when it airs.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it is airing on time?
I think it's airing on time, but I don't know what we're going to do. We'll just get it. We'll get it as soon as we can.
It won't be on Boxing Day, I will tell you that.
No, I've got people coming around as well. So
at some point between Christmas and New Year, expect to see the review of the next episode.
Yeah, the season finale, which, yeah,
it's gonna be weird.
Winter season finales are a pain because they're always just around Christmas, and it's just it's like I hate you. But anyway, let's end this shebang. Thank you everybody for watching this review. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing and everything for more reviews. What do I normally say? We'll see you next week if it's on for another final episode. I've bollocked this completely. We'll see you then, and bye guys.
Later.